The European Commission is working on organ donation and transplantation into two directions. There is first a binding instrument, a directive, which was adopted in 2010 and shall be transposed by next year. And there is also a voluntary instrument for member states to work on organ donation and transplantation. And there we have an important action for transplant coordinators. That's the reason why we ask ONT and IAVANTE to prepare a training course for trainers.
The idea of this training program then, as we set it up, was to provide national trainers for transplant coordination with some tools which they can take from this training into their member state settings, and then to implement a training locally within the member state to be like a multiplier within the country.
The best way to learn this is making a workshop, making a practice, because you can read these topics in every book. So we make this practice with an actor. We think it's better than a mechanical robot, quite realistic because they can see the reflexes, the normal reflexes, and then we teach him how are the pathologic responses in a brain death patient.
It's very important to be sure that any action that we play, that we perform in this period of time must be according to specific procedures, to the strongest evidence in the medical literature, which we can play any kind of different situation that happens in real life. So with this kind of workshop, pupils have the opportunity of play real roles.
Practical session for distribution of organs tries to put the assistants in a real case of real donor placed on a given city, an ideal city, on an ideal country with more transplant teams and more different geographical situations and different medical and daily situations.
First, we try to explain how we do it and how we connect with emergency people, which is the most important part, to be very well connected with out-hospital emergency people, and try how we manage when we got the potential donor at the hospital, and how we start preservation, and how we contact family after that person is declared dead.
When we communicated it to the relatives, it's a very difficult moment. For this, it's necessary to train doctors and nurses to communicate with the family. In the role play, 3 doctors perform the role of family, other 3 doctors or nurses perform the role of a transplant coordinator team.
The importance of the practical simulation with the mass media is try to show to the participants how important it is to manage an interview with journalists in different medias such as TV, radio or newspaper. The participants play roles as the professional that is interviewing by a journalist on TV.
C'è sempre qualche cosa di nuovo da imparare, soprattutto in questo caso il confronto con paesi diversi dal mio, che fanno scelte anche di legge diverse dalla mia e hanno anche possibilità diverse di operare nell'ambito dei trapianti e dei prelievi soprattutto.
You can see overall all aspects of organ donations. Even I have no ideas about non-heart beating. It's the first time I have heard about it, and it's very, very interesting.
I think we can see what we do wrong and what we can do better. And second one, if we can see each other once more, then we see that many things we do not so precise, and will be better to do it another one. And this is the main advantage for this real presentation.
It is nice to see how structural funds also can contribute to advancement in health, which is for us working on the health program a desirable outcome. But also here giving the opportunities for us in member states to see what is being possible in terms of setting up regional centers and also having a European dimension within this regional setup.